hope all of you will understand my English. But anyway, today we are mainly sharing the experience. This is important, is how we feel, what are we what is our state, what is our experience. And these go beyond thoughts, these go beyond mind. The living processes inside of us, they take care of all of this. We just need to pay attention, to be here with the desire to have the experience of the silence inside of us, the experience of the meditation state. It really works spontaneously. But anyway, some things we really need to know just to make it easier. So I will start by introducing a little bit about myself. I started my meditation practice 44 years ago, and since then I've been meditating every day, almost every day. Because when you have this experience, it's so grateful, so joyful, that you want to be in that state most of the time. And also you want to share it with others, because it's something which is there, available for all of us. So that's why many of us, we've been here with you along the week to help you achieving this experience. I'm a scientist. I got a PhD in physics, and my research is mainly about the human postural control system. It means all the mechanisms inside of us that help us to be in balance. When we are standing or even when we are sitting, there's beautiful processes going on inside of us to facilitate all these things. And in my free time, I enjoy doing research about the attention, how attention works, how attention is an important tool when we meditate, how the attention helps us to reach the meditation state. So there's a link between these two sides of my life, meditation and science. Because they both goes to the same place. Along my life, they've been very much together, because true meditation is like the experiment. It's a way to experience your true self, what you really are, how the world works, how you experience things inside of you. And on the other side, the science helps you to keep in reality, because all the thinking processes, all the cognitive processes that we register in our mind, sometimes we don't register it properly. So when we think, we fool ourselves sometimes. So science, the scientific method, is mainly for that, to keep us in the path, to get the knowledge without fooling ourselves, without deceiving ourselves. And in this path, our teacher, our meditation master, was really like for me, like the biggest research in this area. Along all these years, so many years, we really appreciate the deep experience Sri Mataji had in the meditation state, and even more. So it's very helpful, because when you have the chance to meet someone which is telling you so many things, you go faster in your research. That was important about Srimati, because made things much, much easier. And the first one I had the chance to meet her was in Spain in '88. And from all the things she talked about that day, in my memory stayed this sentence: you must have the open mind of a scientist. Because at that time, I was at the university, I was a student, and really science was my way to find things. And this idea of open mind, I didn't find it very much at the university. So when I heard this from Srimati, I really wanted to ask, but really, the scientists are like this? So yes, after I could see some of them, they are really like this. This fact of having an open mind is very important in science and in meditation, because it means you are self-aware, which is the subject of today. Your attention is really in your true self, and it's not in all these programs I talked before, all these mental programs or neural programs or cognitors that we register in our brain, that sometimes they are not right and they condition our experience, our life. So to have an open mind means a mind which is not, it means to go beyond conditioning, beyond ideas, beyond all these mental projections that we do. And Srimati Nirmala Devi, we may say that he turned on the laboratory light inside of us. And this happened when we go beyond thoughts. When inside of you there is no thoughts, a new kind of research starts. Because in that state, you are the true self. You are not more the ego. You are not more mental projection. So you are experiencing reality. You are experiencing yourself. It's like this silence opened the door to the experience of the world. And this is what we want to share with you, this state. Because maybe this is the gift that Srimati gave to us. This spontaneous experience of inner silence as a gift. In this time when I first met her, I remember clearly the state I got. Not thought at all. It was bliss. And as the thoughts were not there, the mental problems were not there neither. So it was like the burst version of ourselves. And the first thing, a question afterwards is this gift, this inner silence. Along this many years, I saw that many people got it spontaneously, but some, they didn't. For example, when I first met Srimati, next day I invited one of my friends to come with me. Please come, this is so wonderful, you will enjoy it. But at the end, he said to me, oh no, I didn't feel anything at all. And this continued to happen. So, like a question for an experiment, why is this? And the reason is here. The reason is in attention and desire. Because attention is the tool that takes to our consciousness the information. It means, for example, just now, you are choosing if you are paying attention to me if you are paying attention to my words. In that case, all my words comes to your consciousness. And also you can pay attention to any other thing. So it depends when you pay attention, how you manage attention. You receive in your awareness different information. So if you are in the presence of someone experiencing inner silence, if you guide your attention towards this silence, you experience it. But if you are putting your attention somewhere else, it doesn't happen. And attention, in a way, follows our desire. Attention is our will free. It follows our desire. So now if you are here sitting and you have this strong desire to reach meditation state, to experience silence, this moves your attention to the correct place to take this gift. The desire to reach the experience of inner silence moves the attention to approach the precise place where the gift can be collected. So this state, we just share it. Even through internet, through Zoom along this year, I also have this experience so many times. It's just share. But somehow also, if we explain some details about how attention works, that make it easier. Okay? So, as I was saying, a person standing beside us in a state of inner silence favors or helps to bring our attention beyond thoughts. However, it's a part of our freedom to accept or not that help. Because attention is our freedom, is mainly, freedom is there, how we use attention. So attention, desire, and awareness. We desire something, so our attention brings to our awareness information about it. That's the main process. So from this moment on, we started meditation practice. I explained a little bit about attention, and at the same time, we practice. Because meditation practice is just like a preparation to control our attention to reach the meditation state. Meditation state is thoughtless awareness. So I explain a little bit and we practice at the same time. So first point, where do I place the attention? First, of course, we need to know where is our attention. Can you feel now? Where is your attention? So, mainly, our attention is picking things outside. And during meditation, we want our attention to go inside. And we see inside our head if we are able to feel and to find place. So, the attention, most of the time, works in the brain cortex. And many of the research done, they placed attention in the frontal cortex. But this is mainly the attention related to what I call the thinking mode. Is thoughts, intellectual activity, planning. This is mainly here. So that's where we do some intellectual work, we get tired and we feel here more present. So most of the time, our attention is here in the front. But when we meditate, we go inside. Normally it's here. And silent is inside. The cortex are the thoughts or the cognitive processes. And in the limbic area, which maybe they explain to us is all part of our nervous system, nowadays, different research has shown that takes part in very important roles of attention, decision-making processes, and many other things. So it's like the central control room is more inside of us. And in this area is silent. So if we place our attention inside, we get in contact with this silence, which is always there. It's like normally we are more on the surface, and when we meditate, we go deeper, and we find the silence inside. So from this place, we feel this place, and a little bit down. In the old scripture, they talk about the Sahasrara chakra. So our physical body, in the energetic level, people who had this experience of deep meditation, they felt something, and when we try to describe it, they said it's like flowers. It's like energetic centers, and they felt it, and they said, well, we may describe it as flowers. And the last one is in the upper central nervous system, and it's called the Sahasrara chakra. And it said, if we put attention in the Sahasrara chakra, it's easier to get the meditation state. This Sahasrara chakra, which is described as a lotus of 1,000 petals, at the physiological level, Sahasrara has been associated with the limbic area, which is this red, here in red. And from here comes many nerves. Nowadays, they count up to 997 nerves in the brain. So this is the physiological basis of the Sahasrara chakra, which is said to be the seventh chakra in our head. So we will try to feel this area so that we settle our attention in the Sahasrara chakra. First, we will feel our central axis, which here I put this line. In general, when we meditate, all the central channel, as they have already explained to you, is very important. The most important part of our nervous system is there, and all the important movement takes place there. So we will try to dip our attention inside along this central axis, and in this case, in the seventh chakra, in the Sahasrara chakra. Because like this, when this happens, we feel a difference in our attention. When it's placed there, it's like a witness state. We observe, we watch from the silence. A thought may appear, but we feel ourselves deep inside in the silence. Instead, if our attention is here in the front area, it means our attention is working for our mental processes. So it's working from our ego. And this is the difference which we feel very clear when we meditate. And it's important to have this experience so that we can choose how we use our attention. So where attention is settled down inside is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the consciousness of our true being. It's to feel yourself. And otherwise, it's a mental awareness. That's mainly, which is nowadays in our society, we are mainly in the mental projection, we are in the objective or our ego. But when we meditate, we go to this other kind of attention. So to make it easier, I use this analogy. But sometimes it's like the flowers and the chakras. You experience something and you try to describe it. To describe it, sometimes you use something we all know so that we can communicate about it. And one analogy is this, the lighthouse and the ship. So when we are here in the front, into this mental projection in the ego, it is like if we are in a ship, which is getting disturbed by all the waves in the ocean. We are moving, we react, we feel like this. So this resembles being on a ship that rides the mental surf, in which we are rocked by the waves of the sea of thoughts. That's the experience of our life in the thinking mode, in the ego. When we place attention inside, it's a kind of observing mode, not thinking mode. We are mainly in observing mode. So it resembles to be in the upper part of a lighthouse looking at the sea, a sea agitated by waves of thoughts, which we observe from the stillness. Waves are there, things are happening, but we are anchored in the silence. So this is also like the place of a scientist. When we say to have an open mind. To have an open mind is to be in this lighthouse, sitting. So we are partial. We don't take part of these waves of the other one. We are just quietly in this stillness. So to feel this, I propose, let's feel these 2 points in red. We feel these 2 points in red, so we feel this central axis, and let's see if we feel this difference where our attention is inside. We place our hand here on the fontanelle bone area. They've already explained to you. You can press a little bit, or if you prefer, let's do just a little bit message, moving clockwise so that we feel this area. See how your attention is going here. You start feeling your head. At the same time, let's breathe deeply. Look for a good posture, straight. And then we put our fingers together and we put in the middle, in the center, in the top, the upper portion of our head. And then we put the tongue behind and we press a little bit up so that we feel this second point. And with attention, we move from one point to the other. If we get tired, we relax the tongue or we relax the hand. But let's take a few moments to place our attention along this central axis. Now we relax. You can raise your hand a little bit, and also from there, move your attention inside and look for this seat of silence. You can move your hand around. You may be already feeling the Sahasrara, how this energy, these petals, and sometimes it's like sitting in this lotus. You feel quiet. And you experience the silence. We take our hand down. And sometimes it's useful to put the hand on the forehead, just in case some thoughts, they want to come. Sometimes we are nicely placed in silence, and the thoughts, they want to come. So by putting our hand in the forehead, we relax this area. Now you just watch, like listening from the lighthouse. And then we take away a little bit our hand. Let's see if we feel at the energetic level. And move your hand around. And see if you feel what you feel. Just open your mind. What are you feeling? And just move your hand around to help your attention to establish. And you may experience also how the hand helps to relax. We take down the hand. And for a few moments, we just contemplate. Let's contemplate from the Sahasrara chakra inside of us towards our heart. It's like following the path from the top of our head to the heart. Sometimes all this area of our neck gets a little bit hard. Sometimes we have tension in this area. So while meditating, it's also useful to relax this area. So let's take our hand here and just relax a little bit. We may bend a little bit our head and then move a little bit as if you want to watch your shoulder. See if you feel inside your neck. Then come back to the central. Move as you feel to stretch this area. Because through this area passes a part of the attention which is very important. It's called the ascending reticular activating system, which is related to the work of the attention. So when we relax, we promote circulation in the cervical area. So attention is stronger, so our experience is stronger, we have more perception, and this witness state increases. When this area of the neck is relaxed, we start experiencing the witness state. Just feel inside, find your balance, and now we will feel all the central channel. We put one hand at the beginning of the spinal cord and we contemplate from the Sahasrara all the path downward inside of us up to the sacrum bone. See if you can feel this central axis, this central channel. Now our desire is to feel the energy, to experience the energy that helps us to be self-aware, that helps us to achieve thoughtless awareness. And we just raise our hand little by little along the central channel, feeling inside. And we go up to the top of our head and see we feel on top of our head. Tension is following the movement of the hand from inside. We do this several times. I desire. Now you can experience your pure desire. You realize your desire. I want to feel my true self. I want to experience meditation state, inner silence. It's like listening to our true self, listening to our pure desires. All the attention goes to the experience. What are we feeling? Which is our perceptions? With the open mind of a scientist. This experiment to go beyond thoughts, to feel our desire, and to share this thoughtless awareness. You can open your eyes and see, are you watching without thinking? And in this state, we'll watch a video. So when we are listening, we don't need to think. we listen, we understand from the silence. And by doing so, we understand, but also we feel. It's like communication in different levels. So let's do it.
Now this Kundalini rising through 6 seconds. Now you in yourself and you don't know how they are placed. After this rising, this Kundalini rises, passes through the fontanel bone area and becomes one with the all-pervading power of divine love, which is very subtle. And you also start becoming a subtler personality. When the Kundalini rises through these 6 centers, which are responsible for your physical, mental, and emotional being, she nourishes them. She nourishes them with light. And then she integrates them. And when she reaches this spot, she opens up this fontanel bone area and becomes one with this all-pervading power. This is the actualization of baptism. This is the baptism. It's not just some priest comes, puts your hand on your head. It's not the way. It has to be the actualization of this happening, which is for your ascent. This is the last breakthrough of your evolution. Whatever I'm saying, we can prove it also. It's not just talking. But these Kundalini's awakening, which takes place, it actually makes your hands speak. You start feeling the cool breeze coming out of your fingers and through your hand and here also. You feel the cool breeze actually. And then if you know what do these mean, 5, 6, and 7 center. In the same way, 5, 6, and 7 center. These 7 centers are on the sympathetic nervous system. But when the sympathetic and centers, 2 of them, they mix, the central system is formed of parasympathetic. So when you get enlightenment, your spirit gets awakened in your heart. And in the spirit is the reflection of the complete divine force. Then you become a really a spiritual personality. It's a reality I'm talking about. And in the light of the spirit, your attention becomes purified. Not only that, but you know what is good for you and what is destructive for you.
We realize how is our state. What do I feel? How is my attention? With the open mind of a scientist, we realize how we are. Let's raise our hand on top of the head. See what you feel. You may open your eyes. Are you watching without thinking? So in this state, we are just in connection with this silence, but at the same time, we continue our lives. Whenever we need it, or we think about it, or we do something, but in a way, we keep this connection to the silence. We keep our attention in the lighthouse. So if you want to do any question, or you just say goodbye. So there is the question. In that case, have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend.